Sawadee-ka. Welcome to Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88, and on NBT World. It's a Wednesday today, and the date is May 4th, and my name is Sandra Hanutsaha. We'll begin with the Thailand Moves Forward segment, and in our first story, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has instructed cabinet ministers to help people battered by summer storms. Government spokesperson Major General Sansan Gyaokamnud said the Prime Minister has asked all related agencies to speed up assistance for people in storm-hit areas. General Prayut said street signs and large billboards should be inspected on a regular basis for safety reasons. According to the spokesperson, the Ministry of Interior and the Royal Thai Army had also been told to help repair the damage and replace several homes that were destroyed by the recent storms. Major General Sansan added that the Prime Minister had instructed the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment to prevent coastal erosion and mitigate other natural hazards. Lastly, the spokesperson informed the press that the cabinet meeting on the third week of May will take place on Monday, May 16th, given that General Prayut and his cabinet ministers will be paying an official visit to the Russian Federation between May 17th and May 20th to take part in the ASEAN-Russia Summit. The cabinet has finally made a decision to solve the problem of connection between two electric rail lines in Bangkok. Transport Minister Akom Tampitiya-Paisit said that the weekly cabinet meeting has decided to make the operation of the Blue Line MRT's extended rail service to the Taupun Bang Su station, which runs for 1 kilometer, to be a part of the Bang Su Tha Phra and Hua Lamphong Bang Khair line after the negotiation with Bangkok Expressway and Metro Public Company Limited, or BEM, who operates the MRT system, failed. Mr. Akom said that he will suggest the meeting of the State Enterprise Policy Office, Public-Private Partnership, scheduled for next week, to decide if the government should continue the negotiations with BEM, who is the current concessionaire, or if a new auction should take place instead. The National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, and the Constitution Drafting Commission, or CDC, have prepared to jointly meet the public to clarify the draft constitution and the public referendum, while suggesting the Election Commission, or EC, be pragmatic when dealing with violations of referendum law. NLA Vice President Surachai Bunlerchai made known the legislature has indicated it wishes to devote 100 of its members to take part in clarification of the draft constitution and its public referendum. The NLA and CDC have been meeting to divide members to travel to 9 provinces for the effort and believe they can begin the activity as soon as May 11th. Surachai voiced his opinion that the EC should be mindful of human rights and freedom of expression when dealing with individuals expressing their views on the draft charter and its referendum. He said the Commission should not be overly strict on the matter, as it could lead to a backlash from the public. Earlier, Secretary General of the National Security Council, General Tawib Nedniyom, asserted that laws pertaining to discussing the charter referendum were designed to ensure peace and stability in the country. The chairman of the Constitution Drafting Commission, or CDC, has discussed the readiness of the upcoming trips to explain the draft charter to people across the country. CDC Chairman Michai Rachupan said that the charter drafters are in the process of preparing the accompanying handbooks, which will be in the format of animation, for volunteers to work with the public. Mr. Michai added that all officers are also being trained to handle queries via the call center, while the CDC is handling the production of other media to explain key points of the draft charter, which will be sent to both state-run and privately run media agencies for distribution. He said that the CDC will be checking if all disseminated information will be the same as planned when the trips to various provinces take place following the training of volunteers. The CDC chairman also said that he is not worried about any disturbance which may happen during the charter drafters' trip, while noting that people can have different opinions about the draft constitution, but that no distortion, act of slandering, or rude language should be allowed. The Ministry of Commerce is pushing for the accreditation of organic produce, with the objective being to increase organic exports to international markets, and a pilot project on riceberry rice has been launched. Permanent Secretary for Commerce Chutima Bunyarapason said the ministry chose riceberry rice due to its popularity. However, riceberry rice farmers still found it hard to market the produce since their riceberry rice production had not met organic standards. The ministry would educate the participating farmers and urge them to work together to plant riceberry rice in line with standards, said the permanent secretary. 364 farmers have participated in the pilot project. The project is seeking accreditation from the International Federation of Organic Agriculture Movements. Thailand has more than 235,000 rai of organic farms. Around 9,960 organic farms, or 0.15% of the total agricultural area, are certified. Thailand's organic produce is worth more than 2.3 billion baht, and its major markets include the EU, the US, and Singapore. The Center for Economic and Business Forecasting, or CEBF, has reported that Thailand's Consumer Confidence Index in April decreased for 4 months in a row and was the lowest in 7 months. CEBF Director Thanawatpon Wichai said the Consumer Confidence Index in April dropped in all fields since consumers were still not confident in the slowly recovering Thai economy. Persistent drought and agricultural price drops still affected consumer confidence in April. Consumers still felt that their current and future income did not cover their expenses, said the director. As for the export sector, it started to improve in the first quarter of this year, with the value of around 54 billion baht, increasing from the same period last year by 0.9%. The improving exports as well as increasing global oil prices are expected to boost domestic consumption from late in the second quarter to early in the third quarter this year. The CEBF director suggested that the government inject money into the system from May to June, while waiting for investment in mega projects to have an impact on the economy. He also predicted that the Thai economy would expand by 2.8% in the first quarter this year, and the 2016 growth rate would be around 3 to 3.5%. The Thai National Shippers Council, or TNSC, projects total exports from the kingdom will remain depressed this year and achieve that is only 0 to 2% growth. TNSC President Nophon Thepsitha has pointed out that the export sector in Thailand remains impacted by the high price of gold in the world market, estimating that raw gold exports in March likely only totaled $18.68 billion, down 1.05%. He said that excluding gold and weapons shipments, exports in the first quarter were down 4.46%. The president maintained his projection for export growth this year at 0 to 2%, noting the International Monetary Fund's estimate for global economic growth dropping from a previous 3.4 to 3.2%, which he said would cause a shift in international funds that would impact emerging market currencies. TNSC President Nopon reminded that the World Trade Organization has kept its forecast of world trade growth at 2.8%, making this the fifth year its expectation has not exceeded 3%. He, however, believes the negative atmosphere has bottomed out and will soon return to optimism. The TNSC believes risk factors such as the strong baht, which will likely finish the year at 35 to the US dollar, and heightened competition in the CLMV market will continue to depress Thailand's export growth this year, after such factors sent trade in the first 3 months of 2016 tumbling down 3.99%. The Government Public Relations Department, or PRD, under the supervision of the Office of the Prime Minister, is celebrating its 83rd anniversary. May 3rd of 2016 marks the Government Public Relations Department, or PRD's 83rd anniversary. This year, the PRD held a religious ceremony, a friendship sports competition, an activity called PRD to be #1 exercise, and an award-presenting ceremony for best performing divisions at its headquarters in Bangkok. The Director General of the Government Public Relations Department, Apinan Jantarangsi, said after officiating at the religious ceremony that the PRD has been working hard towards achieving its goal, which is to actively inform people in Thailand and overseas of the Thai government's policies and activities while reflecting on people's needs and concerns.
The Public Relations Department is enjoying its 83rd anniversary. While the department has been serving as the core agency in state public relations, every official has been working tirelessly to improve the organization's broadcasting services, including radio and television. This year marks an important year as the PRD is preparing its analog switch off and improving its broadcasting technology and equipment to accommodate digital broadcasting. I would like to thank every civil servant and staff for their hard work and commitment.
The Ministry of Public Health is developing a medical emergency system with the Office of the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, to respond to emergency situations within 10 minutes. Permanent Secretary to the Ministry of Public Health, Dr. Sopon Mekton, said the system is aimed at providing a timely arrival at callers' locations via the hotlines 1669 and 1646, adopting new technology to help paramedics identify where the callers are and ensuring a comfortable trip to and from the hospital for patients needing emergency treatment. A committee will be appointed to ensure the service runs smoothly and effectively. There are currently only 9 hospitals in Bangkok that provide emergency services. At present, an emergency call is acted upon around 1.4 million times each year. The Ministry of Public Health is determined to respond to as many as 6 million emergency calls in the future to help more people. The National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission, or NBTC, has partnered with the National Institute of Development Administration, or NIDA, to evaluate progress in the implementation of the Master Plan for Conversion of the Broadcasting and Television Industry to Digital Broadcasting Technology. Professor at NIDA and head of the evaluation team, Chairakhpong Wongsarod, pointed out that in 2015, the NBTC had implemented frequency allocation while also providing supervision, protection, and fairness in the process. The evaluation found that the industry had been successful in auctioning off digital broadcasting channels, but still lacked capability in managing and controlling the transition to digital television, while also generally failing to distribute conversion coupons to customers. The plan must ensure that all viewers successfully transition to digital television by the year 2018. And that is the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. It's time for a quick break, but first we'll have a look at the exchange rates and also the commodity prices.
On behalf of the Thai Red Cross Society, I'd like to congratulate the Public Relations Department, or the PRD, on the 83rd anniversary of its foundation. I'd like to thank the Public Relations Department for always extending full cooperation to the Thai Red Cross Society in all its activities.
Hey there, Michael here in wonderful Thailand to ask, given all the latest news, what do you think you know about Thailand? Looks like it's still business as usual, chilling out. Maybe grab some of the local food and check out the Thai scene. Perhaps partying a little bit with friends.
In celebration of its 83rd anniversary, the Government Public Relations Department has vowed to develop its role as a reliable and trustworthy organization that provides the most accurate, up-to-date, and useful information to the people of Thailand and the international community.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. In our ASEAN news, Deputy Prime Minister Somkit Jatusipitak met Japanese Minister for Foreign Affairs Fumio Kishida to discuss the progress of the ongoing high-speed railway project. Dr. Somkit said the feasibility studies of the high-speed rail project and the construction of the Southern Economic Corridor route are nearly complete. He urged the Japanese government to hasten the process, hoping to create connectivity in the ASEAN region. He also introduced Mr. Fumio to Thailand's eastern seaboard, an emerging economic region and a center for export-oriented industries. The Deputy Prime Minister informed the media that the Lam Chabang development project is currently in its third phase, while underlining the plan to make Utapao Airport the country's third international airport. He said in the next 5 years, Lam Chabang would become an important industrial area, a supercluster in Thailand. Deputy Prime Minister Somkit stressed that Thailand is interested in working with Japan on several industrial development projects. Mr. Fumio, meanwhile, said that Japan would seek cooperation from the Thai government on human resources development. To return the favor, Japan would share its expertise in management and engineering with the Ministry of Education of Thailand. And in our global stories now, rebel fighters launched an assault in Syria's divided northern city of Aleppo on Tuesday as video uploaded to social media websites purported to show civilian casualties from airstrikes on the besieged town. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a British-based group that monitors the conflict, said at least one man had died as a result of a land-based missile attack by forces loyal to President Bashar al-Assad on the Sugari neighborhood of the city. Several more were injured by helicopter attacks on the areas of Muwalasat and Halak. Meanwhile, rebel rockets had killed 19 people in government-held territory, including an unspecified number at the Al-Dabit hospital, according to the group. They did not immediately have figures for the neighborhoods of Al-Shar, Hurriyatan, and Al-Halek, where the social media videos were said to be filmed. Aleppo has been the scene of the worst surge in fighting in recent days, wrecking the first major ceasefire of the 5-year-old civil war sponsored by the United States and Russia, which had held since February. And the Olympic torch was carried to the Mané Garrincha Stadium in Brasilia as the 3-month tour through more than 300 towns and cities that will end with the opening of the 2016 Games in Rio de Janeiro's Maracana Stadium on August 5th gets underway. Brazilian firefighter Hodson Alves abseiled with the Olympic flame, lighting the torch, which was carried through the stadium by former Brazil soccer star Lucimar Ferreira da Silva, commonly known as Lucio. The relay was met with small protests and a brief scuffle as a demonstrator tried to grab the torch before being pulled away by policemen. President Dilma Rousseff, who is facing impeachment proceedings in Congress, hosted the lighting of the Olympic torch at the presidential palace, though she may be very removed from office before the opening ceremony in Rio. And that's all we have for you in today's edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, do feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook by typing in NNT, and have a look at our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. Today we say goodbye with footage of cute baby lemurs making a playful debut at Philadelphia Zoo. For Newsline, I'm Sandra Hanutsaha. Have a great day. Sawadee ka.